massive ice jam in January 1938 brought down the Upper Steel Arch Bridge. Traffic on the bridge was halted at 4 a.m. on January 27th, and a death watch began. 1937-38, a very large and high ice bridge formed in the gorge and extended from the falls to Lake Ontario. On January 27th, the ice pushed the bridge off its abutments. The bridge crumpled and fell onto the ice where it lay until the ice broke up in April, but some floated downriver on the ice and then sank. You can still see the concrete abutments near the bottom of the gorge, just upriver from the Rainbow Bridge. The Upper Steel Arch Bridge had a tendency to sway under heavy loads or high winds. It was a widely held opinion that the bridge was unstable. One well-documented instance of this instability occurred on June 8, 1925, when a crowd of people gathered on the bridge to view the fireworks at the inauguration ceremony of the illumination of the falls, the Festival of Lights. The spectators who filled the bridge soon realized that the bridge was swaying. Terrified, they got off of the bridge as quickly as possible. Had the bridge collapsed filled with people, the tragedy would have been unimaginable, and therefore, although the structure of the bridge had not been damaged, it was reinforced with lateral bracing to avoid future scares. 1925, June 8th. I just want to check the disaster database. Okay, 1922 and 23, 24. Nothing for 1925. Yeah, February 19. Okay, now I'm gonna look up June 8th, 1925. Okay, wait, why is this dated January 26th, 1938? And then this is dated January 27th, 1938. Okay, and then this says, for safety's sake, the span was broken into two pieces by the use of dynamite. The two center pieces of the span of the bridge remained on the ice until April 12th to 13th, 1938, when the ice broke apart and the two pieces disappeared under the surface. And apparently Madison Sale, who's known for riding around on his motorcycle, captured the moment. It says he had a running battle with reporters and photographers, but because he was able to drive away from the scene on his motorcycle, he often was able to hand in his photographs and cut lines to the desk news first. Not surprisingly, his photographs would win him numerous newspaper awards for his efforts. Rest in peace. So I tried looking up the demolition of the Fallsview Bridge, and here we have a different story. This talks about dynamite completing the demolition. Why do they use these words? These workmen engaged in the ticklish task of lowering dynamite down the Canadian bank of the gorge. Nearly half a ton of explosives was necessary to break the bridge into 4 sections, and the dynamite had to be lowered into the gorge in boxes attached to a rope. Friday afternoon, awaiting the blast. Thousands of persons on both sides of the river were disappointed when contractors, fearing possible injury to spectators, postponed the blast until 2:26 Saturday morning. At the lower right, a workman is pulling the switch, which set off the blast that broke windows and awakened residents from miles around. Distorted steel and timber still stretches from shore to shore. In exactly 8 minutes' time, the value of the Falls International Ridge dropped from an estimated $2 million to $30,000. Thursday afternoon, the entire bridge pulled away from its moorings and fell near 200 feet to the ice jam below in one movement. Today it lies in a dozen broken sections still stretching from Canada to the United States, but now only a mass of scrap. 2 small boys went to the length of it almost before the clouds of snow had cleared from the gorge, only to be arrested from border patrolmen and then sent home. Most of the bridge went down and leaving whole pieces. From the air, it resembled a giant roller coaster. Why is it so smoky in the sky? Was everything on fire? Or is that just like normal? I don't know, maybe it was really cloudy. Fallsview Bridge plunge begins. I'm so serious. Bridge 2 seconds later. It actually gets worse. 4 seconds after start. And then the bridge at the end of its journey. Here's the actual video. See, these are photos. It looks like it's a video, but these are photos. They're just like wobbling them around. Okay. And then what is with the car crash sounds? I need to know what a bridge demolition looks like. That's like the exact same shape. Why would there be so much smoke if it was just a bridge collapse? I get like smoke after it falls, but... Okay, see, there's so much smoke after it falls. Why are they showing the footage so zoomed in? So I looked up bridge demolition methods. One is explosives. These demolitions use explosives to take down large amounts of concrete using boreholes which the explosives are inserted into. Using explosions is adaptive and flexible, meaning it can work for a number of different situations and projects. However, it does cause a fair amount of noise and debris and requires strict safety precautions. The second is hydraulic breakers. This uses boom-mounted breakers to break apart the bridge materials and can even adapt to to take underwater bridge demolition for supports and abutments. This technique creates a lot of noise, dust, and vibrations. Number 3, dismantling. This method simply involves cutting a bridge into sections and removing them with a crane. Using sawing, water jetting, or thermic lances, the bridge can be cut into pieces and disposed of without much noise or dust being created. And then the 4th is bursting. There are 3 different types of bursting for bridge demolition, which are pressure, chemical, or mechanical bursting. Each type, although using different methods, uses some kind of pressure to force the concrete and split to break. All 3 methods are relatively quiet. Collapsed Falls View Bridge. See, this looks real. This looks like a real photo. And they say that it formed a W. I don't see a W. But I wanted to point these out. Those are huge. Bunch of power lines going on right there, like straight up, and they just keep going. See, here's another one where it just doesn't feel like a full-size bridge to me. And then we have these men apparently hanging out a collapsed steel arch honeymoon bridge. I mean, look at the feet. Is that the same dude? It can't be. So this is kind of freaky because there's a bunch of stuff going on in the background, and it's like, is everything as big as the water tower? Like, look at how big those things, what are those, all cranes? Everything is huge. Everything is massive. Okay, look at all that twisted rubble. Is that supposed to be people? Don't really know what to think about it. I'm not sure what this ledge would be. Like, is there a building there? I have no idea. For some reason, there's like a giant white spot on it. This is supposed to be snow all around it. But like, we've got these lines and these rifts in it. I don't know, that could totally be like a natural thing. But then I come across things like this and just makes it so much harder to believe that this isn't a stepped on miniature. That's literally just a bunch of plastic. And then we have these dudes. I have no idea. They look like mermaids. They're stacked on top of each other, or they're all dancing. Little disco dudes. Here, look at that. It's a flat bridge, dude. You cannot tell me that this person is here. This person is not here. Collapsed Falls View Bridge, and even more stacked mystery shadow people. I don't know why they have to be stacked like that, but like, look at the way the materials have broken up. That just seems super uniform and like little building material. But also these dudes look weird. I don't know, maybe that's like bridge material, but also could be miniature bridge building material. You never know. I never know. We got some more twisty bridge. And a little bit more of some twisty bridge. Twisted girders of collapsed upper steel arch bridge looking towards US side. See, but the thing in the background doesn't really look too real. Dynamiting the collapsed Falls View Bridge. This is listed 1938, 127. So this would be the same day that it fell, apparently. That really looks like sparklers. But here they say they're dynamiting it, so I'm assuming that this would be breaking it up into pieces after, so that they can move the pieces or so that it can sink, whatever they had planned to do with it. Wesley and Douglas Stiles narrowly escaped death. Okay, they literally cut out a picture of 2 people and pasted it. Like, is it a joke? Are they brothers? Do they happen to be the same person? Because, like, that's the same kid. Having eluded the watchmen, they were on the bridge endeavoring to take a snapshot. They rate, like, how? No, because everyone was standing around. There is no way these kids are that close, just standing there. What's the point of this story, though? Is that supposed to be a camera that he's holding for, like, the picture he was gonna take? And who took this photo? Because people are gonna see that and they're gonna think that this is the photo that they ran to take, which would mean that there's a third party involved, risking these children's lives to take a photo of them this close to the edge. Because there's no safety thing going on. That makes absolutely zero sense. What was used to clean up the wreckage of the Falls View Honeymoon and Upper Steel Arch Bridge was this crane. And it's like really far away from the bridge. The bridge is all the way over there. But it's cleaning up wreckage from it. And hold on. If it's cleaning up wreckage, like if that bridge just collapsed, why would it be cleaning up wreckage so far away? Okay, so that's like another thing that's kind of weird. I'm gonna try to figure out what this is, because to me, this just looks like it's like a train that should be on the tracks. We have this weird shadow going on there, right there. What is that big thing? I wonder what that is. No idea. Okay, I also came across this photo, and at first I thought that this is what they used in this photo. Like, I thought it was the same thing, because I was like, oh wow, they both look like a train car with a stick. But I ended up looking up the Marion Shovel Model 300, and I found a couple different photos. So this would be the Marion 300. It looks like that was with a marker drawn over. I'm just saying. That is not a real person. I do not care what you tell me. Oh my goodness, look at that. Like what, they're just standing on logs? Why is it broken? Oh, it's putting dirt up in that? This is listed December 4th, 1920. First 7 days work. And I also searched for the word crane in this collection because I wanted to compare the different ones that come up. So the photos that come up for crane, we got these dudes. Looks pretty close, right? But not quite. And then this comes up, the fire department using a portable crane as a water tower. I'm so curious what they're doing. We got a big factory back there. I'm not sure what's going on with that truck. But we got apparently water. But like, what are they? Why was the field on fire? Like, what's going on? This is also another crane, but this is construction of McLeod and Stanley, and this is 1981 November. But like this, I'm really hoping that this is a door that's designed to like have the logo on it when it's open. But anyway, that can get out of my face. But also, can I just say, like, I don't think this picture is from Francis's collection, but that's not safe at all. What is going on? You're gonna tell me this guy is on this side of this, his life is in his hands right now. All this guy has to do is lean on that, and then this guy is gone forever. Stanley Structures, my guy. What is all that? It's wet. Why is it wet? Is it raining? Rainbow Bridge, possible opening day. They are not sure. A bunch of people, they don't really look too happy at all if this is an opening ceremony. Also, why is this dude winking? Like, he has no reason to wink. The sun is behind him. It is not in his face. Don't know if those posts are supposed to be like that. But also, like, behind, you can see the different layers. That looks so weird. Imagine what would have had to happen to make that form. It looks like blocked out too. That's so strange. But you can see that the bridge goes in the wall. Wouldn't the bridge be on ground level? I'm just saying, like, if this is supposed to be like a full-size thing, I don't know why this would be cut in the window like that. Like, I just feel like it would be done proper. Also, is this a fire hazard? Like, look at this wire that's just hanging on the heater. Okay, here we have steel worker working on a bridge. What does that say? There's like a triangle, but also if this shadow is like not an imprint design on the net, then it's just like really conveniently lines up with everything. Like, look at that, it's like literally right on the line, like right there. I don't know, this doesn't really look safe. Like, what's going on? We've got this wire that's twisted up. We have this piece of wood that's like just tied up. Maybe that's standard or something. But like, what is going on? Like, we've got all these wires that are kind of going all over the place. We have this random thing going on there. We have a triangle. What is this? Also, I don't know. I feel like if that's a shadow and on this side, then like, I feel like maybe that line should continue. Of course, we have stuff squirting out of a wire, and like, I can't see his hands. I just feel like these cars might not be full-size cars. I'm just saying. I have no idea why this guy is just hanging out in there. They love to put shadow people just hanging out. I'm not sure what's going on here. This looks like the same person in 3 different positions in the clouds. Like, what? Why? Look at between his legs. It looks colored in. 1938, the last section to sink. Alright, so my conclusion about the Death Watch is I feel like they're doing a little twisty twist of what actually happened, especially with the unnecessary stories. The bridge looked like a miniature that someone had just stepped on, and once I realized dynamite was involved and I looked more into it, it does make sense that this would have been an example of a demolition, and after time passes and a bridge just isn't in the same position to be functional anymore, then like obviously you would have to get rid of it. Oh, to be a shadow man that also looks like a mermaid.